When someone doesn't value you anymore, do this. Have you ever been in a situation where someone you care about deeply suddenly stops valuing you? Maybe it's a romantic partner, a friend, or a family member. Whatever the case, it can be incredibly painful and confusing. Before we dive into what to do when someone doesn't value you anymore, let's first explore some common signs that indicate someone has stopped valuing you. Signs someone has stopped valuing you. 1. They consistently disregard your feelings and needs. They no longer make an effort to understand or respect your emotions, desires, or boundaries. They're dismissive or unresponsive. They frequently ignore your messages, calls, or conversations, or respond with a lack of interest or enthusiasm. They prioritize others over you. They consistently put others' needs, desires, or opinions above yours, making you feel unimportant or insignificant. They criticize or belittle you. They regularly criticize, mock, or belittle you, making you feel worthless, stupid, or unappreciated. They're uninterested in your life or goals. They show little to no interest in your passions, goals, or aspirations, making you feel unheard or unseen. What to do when someone doesn't value you anymore? Now that we've explored some common signs that someone has stopped valuing you, let's discuss what to do in this situation. 1. Accept your feelings. First and foremost, it's essential to acknowledge and accept your feelings. It's normal to feel sad, angry, hurt, or confused when someone you care about stops valuing you. Allow yourself to process your emotions, but also be mindful of your mental health. Make sure to engage in self-care activities, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. Communicate your needs and feelings. If you feel comfortable doing so, consider having an open and honest conversation with the person about how their behavior is affecting you. Use I statements to express your feelings and avoid blaming or accusing language. For example, I feel hurt when you ignore my messages. Can we find a better way to communicate? I feel unappreciated when you don't acknowledge my efforts. Can you show me more gratitude? 3. Set boundaries. If the person's behavior continues to be hurtful or toxic, it's essential to set clear boundaries to protect yourself. This may mean limiting your interactions with them, establishing consequences for their behavior, or seeking support from others. Focus on self-reflection and growth rather than investing all your energy into trying to change the other person. Focus on your own self-reflection and growth. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? How can I grow and improve as a result of this situation? What are my non-negotiables in relationships, and how can I prioritize them? 5. Seek support and surround yourself with positive people. Finally, don't be afraid to seek support from loved ones, friends, or a therapist. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive people can help counteract the negative effects of someone who doesn't value you. Remember, you deserve to be treated with love, respect, and kindness. Don't settle for anything less. Understanding the reasons behind their behavior. It's essential to understand that people's behavior is often a reflection of their own struggles, fears, and insecurities. Maybe they're dealing with their own emotional baggage, or perhaps they're struggling with feelings of inadequacy or low self-esteem. Whatever the reason, it's crucial to recognize that their behavior is not a reflection of your worth or value as a person. The importance of self-care. When someone doesn't value you, it can be easy to get caught up in negative self-talk and self-doubt. That's why self-care is essential. Make time for activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul, such as exercise or physical activity, meditation or mindfulness practices, spending time in nature, creative pursuits, such as art, music, or writing, connecting with loved ones or supportive friends. Rebuilding your sense of self-worth. When someone doesn't value you, it can be challenging to rebuild your sense of self-worth. However, it's essential to remember that your worth and value come from within. Here are some affirmations to help you rebuild your sense of self-worth. I am enough, exactly as I am. I deserve to be treated with love, respect, and kindness. I am worthy of love, care, and compassion from myself and others. I trust myself and my abilities. I am strong, resilient, and capable of overcoming any challenge. When someone doesn't value you, it's essential to take a step back, reevaluate the relationship, and prioritize your own emotional well-being. Letting go of the need for validation. One of the most challenging aspects of dealing with someone who doesn't value you is the need for validation. You may feel like you're constantly seeking their approval, attention, or affirmation. However, it's essential to recognize that your worth and value come from within. You don't need someone else's validation to feel worthy or loved. Practicing self-compassion when someone doesn't value you. It's easy to get caught up in negative self-talk and self-doubt. That's why self-compassion is essential. Practice speaking to yourself with kindness, understanding, and patience. Remind yourself that you're doing the best you can, and that's enough. Setting healthy boundaries. If someone doesn't value you, it's essential to set healthy boundaries to protect yourself. This may mean limiting your interactions with them, establishing consequences for their behavior, or seeking support from others. Remember, you deserve to be treated with love, respect, and kindness. Don't settle for anything less. Use I statements. Express your feelings and needs without blaming or accusing the other person. Be specific. Clearly state what you need from the other person to feel valued. Set boundaries. Establish consequences for what will happen if your needs are not met. Example: hey, I feel hurt when you don't respond to my messages. I need you to communicate with me more regularly. If I don't hear from you within a day or two, I'll assume you're busy and give you space. Showing, not telling. Instead of simply telling someone to value you, show them through your actions. 1. Set a good example. Demonstrate healthy communication, respect, and empathy. Prioritize self-care. Take care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Pursue your passions. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. By showing someone what it means to value and respect yourself, you may inspire them to do the same. Seeking common ground. Try to find common interests or activities that you both enjoy. 1. Revisit shared memories. Reflect on positive experiences you've shared together. Explore new interests. Try new activities or hobbies together. Find ways to support each other. Show genuine interest in each other's goals and aspirations. By seeking common ground, you may be able to rekindle a sense of connection and mutual respect. Accepting that you can't force someone to value you. Ultimately, you can't force someone to value you. It's essential to accept that, 1. You can't control others' behavior. You can only control how you respond to the situation. Your worth isn't defined by someone else's opinion. Your value and worth come from within. It's okay to walk away. If someone consistently disrespects or undervalues you, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship and prioritize your own well-being. Remember that your emotional health and well-being are crucial. Don't settle for anything less than what you deserve. Feeling undervalued or unappreciated by someone you care about can be a painful and challenging experience. Whether it's a romantic partner, friend, family member, or colleague, being devalued can affect your self-esteem, confidence, and overall well-being. In this video, we'll explore practical tips and strategies to help you navigate this difficult situation. Tip 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Recognize how you feel and give yourself permission to process those emotions. It's normal to feel sad, angry, hurt, or confused when someone doesn't value you anymore. Avoid suppressing your emotions, as this can prolong the healing process. Tip 2. Accept the reality. Accept that the person's behavior or attitude towards you has changed. Avoid denying or minimizing the situation, as this can prevent you from moving forward. Instead, focus on accepting the reality and finding ways to adapt. Tip 3. Identify the reasons. Optional. If you feel comfortable doing so, try to understand why the person may have stopped valuing you. Is it due to a change in their priorities, a misunderstanding, or something else? Be cautious not to overanalyze or blame yourself. Tip 4. Set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries to protect yourself from further emotional harm. This may mean limiting your interactions with the person or establishing a safe emotional distance. Prioritize your own emotional well-being and take steps to safeguard it. Tip 5. Practice self-care. Focus on nurturing your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Engage in activities that bring you joy, practice mindfulness, and prioritize rest and relaxation. Taking care of yourself can help you regain your confidence and self-esteem. Tip 6. Seek support. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or a therapist who can provide emotional support and guidance. Sharing your feelings with someone who cares about you can be incredibly helpful. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need. Tip 7. Reframe your identity. Recognize that your worth and identity are not defined by someone else's opinion or behavior. Focus on your strengths, values, and accomplishments to rebuild your confidence and self-esteem. Remember that you are more than your relationship with this person. Tip 8. Create distance, if necessary. If the person's behavior is toxic or consistently hurtful, it may be necessary to create physical or emotional distance. Prioritize your own emotional safety and well-being. Take steps to protect yourself from further harm. Tip 9. Focus on personal growth. Channel your energy into personal growth and development. Learn new skills, pursue hobbies, or set goals that align with your values and aspirations. Focusing on personal growth can help you regain your sense of purpose and direction. Tip 10. Practice forgiveness. When ready, forgiveness is a process, and it may take time. When you're ready, try to forgive the person for not valuing you. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. It means releasing the negative emotions associated with the experience. Tip 11. Create a new normal. Establish a new routine and normalcy that doesn't rely on the person's validation or presence. Focus on building a fulfilling life that brings you joy and satisfaction. Celebrate your accomplishments and milestones, no matter how small they may seem. Tip 12. Celebrate your worth. Acknowledge and celebrate your worth, regardless of someone else's opinion. Remember that you deserve to be valued, respected, and loved. Treat yourself with kindness, compassion, and understanding. Navigating a situation where someone doesn't value you anymore can be challenging, but it's not impossible. By acknowledging your feelings, accepting the reality, and taking steps to protect yourself, you can emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Remember to prioritize your own emotional well-being, focus on personal growth, and celebrate your worth. Navigating a situation where someone doesn't value you anymore requires a multifaceted approach that prioritizes your emotional well-being, personal growth, and self-worth. It's essential to acknowledge your feelings, accept the reality, and take proactive steps to protect yourself from further emotional harm. By setting boundaries, practicing self-care, and seeking support from trusted individuals or professionals, you can begin to heal and rebuild your sense of identity and self-worth. It's crucial to recognize that your value and worth are not defined by someone else's opinion or behavior, but rather by your own strengths, values, and accomplishments. As you move forward, focus on cultivating a growth mindset, learning from the experience, and using it as an opportunity for personal growth and development. Celebrate your small wins, practice forgiveness, and create a new normal that aligns with your values and aspirations. Remember, you deserve to be valued, respected, and loved. Don't settle for anything less. Keep moving forward, and know that better days are ahead. With time, patience, and self-compassion, you can emerge from this challenging situation stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Ultimately, it's essential to recognize that you are not alone in this experience. Many people have navigated similar situations and have come out stronger on the other side. Draw inspiration from their stories, and remember that you too can overcome this challenge and emerge victorious. You may not be able to control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Don't let someone else's lack of value for you define your worth. Instead, rise above, and let your strength, resilience, and determination be the guiding forces in your life. Moving on from someone who doesn't value you can be a challenging and emotional process, but it's a necessary step towards healing, growth, and finding someone who truly appreciates and values you. Here's a detailed guide on how to move on. Step 1. Acceptance 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Recognize how you feel about the situation, whether it's sadness, anger, hurt, or frustration. Accept the reality. Understand that the person doesn't value you, and it's not going to change. Let go of denial. Stop hoping that things will go back to the way they were or that the person will suddenly start valuing you. Step 2. Self-reflection 1. Identify the reasons. Reflect on why you stayed in the relationship or situation despite feeling undervalued. Recognize your worth. Understand that you deserve to be valued and respected. Learn from the experience. Identify any patterns or behaviors that may have contributed to the situation. Step 3. Emotional detachment 1. Create distance. Establish physical and emotional distance from the person. Limit contact. Restrict communication or interactions with the person. Focus on self-care. Prioritize activities that promote emotional healing, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. Step 4. Reframing your identity 1. Rediscover your passions. Engage in activities that bring you joy and help you reconnect with your passions. Rebuild your self-esteem. Focus on your strengths, accomplishments, and positive qualities. Create a new sense of purpose. Set new goals and work towards achieving them. Step 5. Forgiveness and closure 1. Practice forgiveness. Let go of negative emotions and forgive the person for not valuing you. Seek closure. Write a letter, even if you don't send it. Have a conversation with the person, if necessary, or create a ritual to mark the end of the relationship. In conclusion, when someone doesn't value you, it can be a painful and challenging experience. However, by prioritizing your own emotional well-being, practicing self-compassion, setting healthy boundaries, seeking support, rebuilding your sense of identity, learning to forgive, and moving forward, you can navigate this situation with greater ease and confidence. Remember, you deserve to be treated with love, respect, and kindness. Don't settle for anything less. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, like, comment, and share it with others. Thank you for watching.